Alright, welcome to the first ever Murder-hobo Mittwoch. So, we are going to be covering the newly released Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. I already went through the character creation, so I'm just going to walk you quickly through what I picked for each thing. But, yeah, worth noting, this is the first Pathfinder game I'm playing. I know Kingmaker came out, and I was thinking about playing it, but that was back before I started my YouTube channel. So, now I have an excuse to. So, we're starting with this character. I didn't like any of the default portraits, so I went ahead and made myself a custom character. The process was pretty easy, just did one full body shot, one, torso. Basically, I just took the same image and I just shrunk it down to the appropriate sizes. Each custom character requires 3 images. One full body, one bust, and one head. So, this is Makia. This is the character that I illustrated for this. She's going to be an invulnerable rager. So, this character does not exist in, or this class of character does not exist in 3.5 or 5th edition D&D, which are what I'm mostly familiar with. I have played a little bit of Pathfinder back in the day, but these classes did not exist when I played Pathfinder, so I thought it would be fun to try it. One thing worth noting is the rage is going to be really useful. The damage reduction is going to be really useful. But this level 3 perk, Extreme Endurance, this gives fire and cold resistance, but we're playing a tiefling, and tieflings get fire and cold resistance already. So what I'm going to do, just for the sake of science, is when I'm about to level up to level 3, I'm going to save, I'm going to level up and see if it stacks, which it probably doesn't. But if it stacks, I'll keep going with the Invulnerable Rager. Otherwise, I'm going to experiment with multiclassing and see how multiclassing works in this game. So that'll be fun. Basically, the gist of it for the Invulnerable Rager class is you get a bunch of damage reduction, you get resistance to cold and fire, and you get rage powers. So that's basically the extent of the class. Which means if we don't get Extreme Endurance, if we get no benefit from it, then yeah, there's no point in taking this class above level 2. But that's fine, because I'm also curious how multiclassing works, so we'll figure that out as we go. Now then, the race, I chose Tiefling, in part because Tieflings are interesting here. You get to choose what type of Tiefling you are based on what kind of demon your ancestors, had relations with. And the Motherless gets +2 bonus to Strength and Wisdom, -2 to Intelligence, +2 on Mobility and Lore Nature checks. But more importantly, they can use the Blur spell, which just gives enemies a % chance to miss once per day, and gain a secondary bite attack that deals 1d6 damage. So that should be fun, having an extra attack every time we do a full attack action. For background, I went with Lumberjack because axes are going to be our shtick, and we're going to get a +1 bonus on Fortitude saves, so that'll be useful. And for stats, we're going full strength, full con, and a little bit of dex. This is a very physical character. We are not going with any of the the mind stats. The intelligence, wisdom, and charisma are just as low as we could get them to get as many points as we could for the physical stats. And also to that end, we're really good at lifting heavy things and throwing things. We're really good at hopping around, not so good at anything else. So, with that, our first feat is going to be Dodge, because it's just a flat +1 dodge bonus to your AC. Period. Which is cool. Especially since we don't have a very high dex, so our touch AC is going to be increased by 1, which is very important. Touch spells ignore your armor, so even though we'll be walking around in medium armor, anything that's doing a touch attack against us would have an easy time hitting, so this will help with that. And it'll also help with any regular attacks because it stacks with our armor. I would consider going something like Weapon Focus, but I don't know how items are going to be distributed. Like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to pick a starting weapon or buy a starting weapon, or if it's just going to give me a starting weapon. Not really sure. So we will see how that plays out. The choosing deity, I don't know what this entails. Like, I assume that in the course of the adventure we'll come across people and be given chat options based on our deity, but atheism just flat out gives us +2 bonus on saving throws against divine spells. So, yeah, we're kind of going for like a tanky off-tank kind of barbarian. The damage reduction and the armor and everything, dodge. So having an extra +2 to saves against divine spells sounds good. We are going traditional Murder-hobo chaotic neutral. And I set up the appearance. Basically, I came in here, looked at the appearance for the character I decided I wanted to play, went and did the art for it so that we have, portraits that match the character, because it is really frustrating for me when there's an in-game character that looks nothing like the portrait I chose. So, yeah, here we go.
A trivial task.
And Brave is the least annoying option for the character we're going for.
Let's shred them.
Madwoman is just weird.
We won't falter.
But Brave works. It's not the most barbarian-y, but it's fine. It asks to choose a birth date. I just chose the 13th of the 7th month because why not? And the character's name is Makia. So, here's our character. You see over here we have cold, electricity, and fire resistance 5. I don't know. The background said that if you already have proficiency, it's going to give an enhancement bonus to the type of weapon. But it looks like here that's not what's going on. Yeah, I guess it would have to be if you had specifically weapon proficiency grade X from your class and then got weapon proficiency grade X from your background. I don't know. We'll see once we get a hold of an axe and see if it has a higher, accuracy and damage than other weapons. But, yeah. This is, like I said, this is my first time jumping into a Pathfinder game, so I'm partially just experimenting and seeing how everything works. And having fun with it. I'm not trying to min-max anything. I'm just trying to see what works and what doesn't. So with that, let us begin the game. Also worth noting, as you probably noticed, I cut out load times during my recordings. I don't feel like wasting your time. Also, opening cutscene is in-engine. That's interesting. And we're on a stretcher. Well, they just kind of dropped us hard.
Hey, somebody! We got a wounded fighter. Can we get a healer over here?
My, would you look at this? But why would you drag a wounded fighter into the middle of the festival square? Couldn't she be carted off somewhere else like, oh, I don't know, an infirmary? Or an accommodating ditch?
Well, excuse me, princess. Yeah, I don't like this daring guy.
Make room, everyone. Step back. Now, what's the matter? What happened to her?
You hear the stern.
Woman's nasty. Who did this to her?
Okay, so if you're going to pause between, why did they not give me time to read the grayed out text before the voice acting continued? That's why. Why even have the grayed out text then if you're just going to jump over it? But it's whatever. It's mild little annoyance.
We found her barely alive outside the walls of Canabris.
Okay, so before the game even started, I got jumped by demons.
Walls, you say? Enemy doesn't usually stray so close to the city. Must fortify the defenses. And you, hold fast. Don't die. We'll see you right.
Okay. So, Magia got jumped by demons outside of the wall and is now dying.
I'll get you patched up now. But first, you there, guard. Take her weapons. Bearing arms is not permitted during the festival. Wounded
What?
or not, everyone must abide by the rules. She can get her things back after the festival.
Wait, hold on. So, you're telling me that the defenders of the town found somebody, some random adventurer who got jumped by demons and is dying, brought them to the middle of a party, and didn't even remove their weapons before bringing the dying adventurer to the middle of a party?
O Inheritor, leader of our troops, the sharpened edge of our blades and the unyielding strength of our armor, Iomade, I beseech you, grant your mercy, heal her wounds.
And apparently the head of the guard is healing us himself. Okay. The magic envelops you, but your pain lessens only slightly. Let's see, I won't give up that easily.
That's the Crusader spirit. My powers are not enough here. Someone call for Terendelev. You there. Yes, you. Stop dithering and gawping and make yourself useful. Go and get Terendelev.
Prelate, surely there is somebody else here better suited to running errands.
Okay.
I'll get her! Terendelev! Has anyone seen Terendelev?
Be quick about it before it's too late. Now, who are you? I don't remember seeing you before, and I have an excellent memory for faces.
Okay, so I'm legitimately just Makey is just legitimately some adventurer that was found dying outside of the town. They have never seen her before, and they drag her into the middle of a party dying. Okay. I'm a traveler, I was just passing by. Sounds good to me.
Just passing by? And how am I to know that you're not a demon spy? Or worse?
You know, I feel like the horns sticking out of Makia's head are not helping her in this situation.
My dear prelate, please, for the sake of the festivities, stop interrogating this poor woman. She has been through enough already. Go on. I'll take care of her.
Yeah, so he is legitimately just interrogating this stranger that's dying. Okay, whatever.
All right, as you
Whatever.
wish. You are our protector, and a dragon at that, so I shall
Huh?
defer to your wisdom. But be on your guard. I've been informed she was wounded near Canabres. That means the demons are prowling just outside the walls, and the city is crawling with their spies. Others may be able to relax on this holiday, but not you or I. Not the defenders of the city.
Muttering discontentedly, the old man walks off. So, they brought a dragon to heal me? I mean, to heal Makia?
Pry loose the grudging grip of pain. Cast off the veil of suffering flesh. Let light and life go forth in triumph to repel the skulking shade of death. There.
A beautiful silver-haired woman leans over you. She seems ageless, her face wholly unlined, but centuries-old sadness gleams in her eyes. The longer she speaks, the stronger her voice becomes. Are you really a
You don't
dragon?
believe me? Perhaps I should retake my true form and engulf this square with my ice breath to win your trust. Pay no mind to my current guise. I appear this way when I walk among the people. I would hamper the festivities if I tried to attend in my true form.
Okay, so that makes sense. But why are you carrying a shield and a sword? And also, this is kind of the first thing that makes sense of this entire story so far. Can I go?
Certainly, but be careful. I am not entirely sure what the demons did to you. This wound is no ordinary injury, and it was inflicted by no ordinary weapon. I have managed to get you back on your feet, but I have not yet healed you fully. Alas, sooner or later, your pain will return.
Okay, so still dying. Got
Do
it.
not be discouraged. You will recover, I promise you that. Tomorrow, come to the cathedral and say that you are expected by Terendelev, Protector of Canabris. We will find a way to help you. But for now, put this out of your mind and enjoy the festival. They are all too rare in this time of war, and merriment is one of the best medicines.
So, literally, you have a wound that a dragon cannot heal. But go enjoy the party. We'll deal with it later. Okay. Alright. So, Canabris is a city poised on the border between two worlds. What? Okay. I don't know where that thing went. And I do have the tutorials on. I've played a ton of CRPGs, so the majority of it should be pretty easy to grasp. But just in case there's some weird new mechanism of the game that I'm not familiar with, this'll let me know to pay attention, basically. Alright, so we finally get to do something. And they just left the litter they dragged her in on lying there. Okay. Alright. So now I'm in the middle of a party. Social has nothing meaningful to say. Okay, the people... It's nice that they are letting me walk up to literally every peasant and noble and talk to them, even though they have nothing meaningful to say. Oh geez, and if I push tab, everyone's highlighted. Okay, I'm just gonna look for the names of anyone who is not noble or peasant or guard. Ember. Does Ember have anything important to say? No. Okay. Citizen, guard, guard. It's a chest. Chest containing the festival attendees' weapons. Okay. Noble peasant citizen. Darren, that's the elf that was telling them they should throw me in a throw Makey in a ditch. I don't like him. Anevia, okay. Nothing important. So nobody has anything important to say, then why am I walking around? What am I supposed to do? Okay. Alright. There's the dragon. This will ease your suffering. Okay. So what am I supposed to do?
Let us be off.
Okay, there's something I can interact with. Combat tutorial. No. Interaction tutorial. You can interact with various objects by clicking right mouse on them. Hold tab to highlight. Yeah. So pretty standard. Tab highlights everything you can click. Okay. Alright. You call that a punch? Here, let me show you how it's done. 20 strength, boy. There's no way you can punch better than me. Silly peasant. Stranger? Stranger is saying nothing. Suspicious. Okay, there's another thing I can interact with. Okay. And any second now. Okay. What?
Behold, Crusader gods, behold Iomade, you poor imposter. Your city will fall to me. Your followers will feed my hunger.
Why do I get the feeling that this is not going to be the combat tutorial?
Discari, Lord of Locusts, leave my city!
Okay. Okay, so dragon versus demon. Excuse me?
Begin.
Okay, so I'm assuming that's Big Bad Evil Guy, and ooh, he's so powerful, he killed the dragon in one hit.
One minute we had a dragon, the next, bam, she was gone. What are you gonna do?
Okay.
Fight or flee? If flee is your plan, let me help you out. I've got a scroll here with a good protective spell.
I mean, we're playing a barbarian who is total murder hobo, chaotic neutral, looking out for her own skin. So this is not her fight. I've seen you somewhere before. Guard? Whatever. Who is Tiscari? I'm assuming that's the big demon dude. What's the situation? Look around. That's the situation. I'd rather have a weapon than a protective spell.
Sure thing. Here, take this.
Not that weapon, though.
Best crossbow I've got. Good luck! Try not to get eaten now!
Wow, okay. So, I have a crossbow now.
A mortal gnat snaps its jaws at the Lord of Locusts.
Okay, I should have taken the protective scroll, I guess.
Behold, Ione. Behold the death I sow.
What?
The silver dragon, Terendelev, the defender of Canabras, fell in battle. Hardly surprising, as she had to fight the demon lord Tiscari himself. He willed the land to part and swallow all who dared to stand in his way. But the war was still far from over.
Okay. Just a note. If you're gonna make the big bad evil guy seem strong by killing a dragon, like, if he literally shows up and one-shots the dragon, congratulations, that's no more effective than any other red shirt. Like, if there would have been an exchange of blows for a little bit first, then okay, worth having a dragon there to show that, oh, he's fighting a dragon on equal terms, and oh, look, he won, but this just really made the dragon seem pathetic. That was just a weak opening. But it's whatever. So, again, just to recap, we were found dead outside of a town, carried into a party, where we then punched a dummy and threw a dart, and then fell down a hole after the dragon got one shot. Not the most optimal opening to a CRPG. And there must be a weapon somewhere here, because there's no way they're going to expect us to start with a light crossbow.
Holy mother of...
A small woman with messy brown hair winces in pain, uttering a stream of curses through clenched teeth. She's pinned to the ground by a couple of weighty boulders.
Hey, stay with me. You actually got pretty lucky. You fell down into a black hole. But at least you're not on your own. You've got a great companion. Everything's going to be just fine. Tell me something. Can you feel your legs?
The young woman in knight's armor studies the rocks intently, clearly trying to work out how to move them. Well, coincidentally, I'm very good at lifting things.
I feel them all right. One say no to a little less feeling in them. My ankle's killing me, but my back seems to still be in one piece. My head, too.
Alright.
That's all that matters. Now, we're going to... Hey! Fancy meeting you down here. You're the one that Terendelev healed today, right? You aren't injured, are you? Will you help me get her out from under the boulders?
Spotting you, the knight reaches for her sheathed weapon, but after scrutinizing your face momentarily, she raises her hand in greeting. Skill checks and dialogue. So, yeah, there's skill checks. If we pass, good things happen. If we fail, I assume either bad things or nothing happens. Okay. So, athletics. Yeah, we have a +6. Okay, so we must have started with armor, because it was +9 during character creation. So we must have an armor check penalty of 3. Yeah, that's... I mean, there's no way we're going to be able to... We're not good at any of that, so... Let's try to lift the boulders. Succeeded at an athletics check. Summoning all your strength, you managed to lift the rocks up enough to free the wounded woman from the rubble. So we got 48 experience. Cool. You have made a successful skill check. If you had failed the check, Sela would have had to act alone, so she would have become fatigued and incurred a temporary penalty. Okay, so it would have been a no but. That's good. So a no but is where you fail, but it's not a complete failure. It's not, you know...
I think it's broken. Oh well, I've had worse. I'll just make myself a splint out of something. Thanks for the help. I wouldn't have lasted long on my own stuck under there. I'm Anevia Tirabade, of the Eagle Watch. I was overseeing security at the festival square. I thought maybe spies or demon worshippers might have something nasty planned. What actually happened, though, now that I did not see coming. I don't think anyone could have been prepared for that.
You had a dragon chilling at your party. How did you not think some demon lord showing up to ruin the party was a possibility? Again, you had a dragon chilling at your party.
Well, I'm Sela, paladin by the grace of Iomade. I crossed the whole continent to come to Mendev and fight demons. And well, I've been fighting for a while now.
This is silly.
I don't even want to think what might be happening up there in the city. Canabres has lost the protection of Terendelev, and of the Wardstone too, looks like. It's a relic without equal. It was placed here personally by Iomade's herald, with the goddess's blessing. I really wanted to go see it, to pray before it. But there's no point worrying about a stone when there are people dying in the streets.
I beg to differ. A chain of powerful artifacts keeping the World Wounds expansion at bay. That sounds a lot more important than some peasants dying. Like, not to sound callous or anything, but... priorities.
Yeah, things are looking grim enough, but don't lose heart. Wardstone or no, dragon or no, Canabres will never give in. Simple as. Well, we've introduced ourselves. What about you?
Okay, Makia, I came here to fight the Abyss. Nope. I'm a scholar. I came here to... No. One person's war is another person's opportunity. I'm in the city to seek my fortune. Possibly. I am led by destiny. I don't know what... No. I'm a traveler and just wound up here by chance. Possible. My name is Makia. I mean, that's a pretty good introduction for a barbarian with... What was our intelligence? 7? Yeah, my name is Makia.
Now, tell us all about yourself.
Whoa, girl. Slow down. Exchanging names is enough for now. We don't have time to be swapping life stories. We need to find a way out of here.
Alright.
Now then, I'll hobble my way out of here somehow. The city ain't far, only 30 paces or so. That's if you're going straight up, of course. I'm afraid we're gonna have to go the long way round.
To summarize, there are 3 of us with 5 working legs, 3 pairs of decent hands, 2 clear heads, and 1 made of wood. That's mine. Underground monsters beware! Anevia, you stay behind us. You're in no fit state to fight. If we do come up against anything, the 2 of us will try to manage on our own first. Well, onward! May the good deities lead us back to the open sky soon.
Okay. So we have our first party members. Wait, we only get the one? Okay, that's cool. There's 6 portrait spots. It says flat out right here, Alt 1 through Alt 6. So, we have a party of up to 6 instead of the usual up to 4 for CRPGs. The question is, do I get to make my own characters for all 6 slots, or do I just have to take the storyline ones? And do I have any control of when they swap in and out? And yeah, click and drag. So yeah, we cannot select the ranger, rogue, whatever she is. Alright, so let's familiarize ourselves with the interface real quick. We have inventory, character, spellbook, journal, map, camp, skip time. Okay, that's interesting. So a lot of CRPGs you can only camp on like the world map or whatever, but it looks like you can just camp in the middle of a dungeon. That's cool. Menu, inspecting a creature. To inspect a hostile creature and try to determine its basic characteristics. Okay, that's cool. Select all characters. Yeah. Formation. Alright, let's check this out. Formation, optimal. I disagree with optimal. I'd rather... She seems to be like a knight of some kind, so... Yeah, side by side. Yeah, let's do that one. Alright. So now they walk side by side. Cool. And then stop. Okay, and hold. Alright. So... Containers. You will find a lot of objects that contain loot, enemy corpses, boxes, barrels, and many other environmental elements. See what's inside, approach, and interact. Easy enough. Wait, okay, so she opened it.
This is my path.
Okay, I have her selected. So, open inventory with I. Yep, pretty standard. Ah, okay, shared stash. Alright. So there's that light crossbow we were given. Whatever. Cold iron. Okay, cold iron is... Assuming it's like D&D. And I believe it's been years since I played any Pathfinder, so... Like any pen and paper Pathfinder. I'm pretty sure cold iron's good against demons. And there's no axe. I would definitely prefer an axe, but there is no axe. Cloak of Resistance +1 out of the gate. Okay. Shield. Sure. Alright. Ever-burning torch. I guess light is actually a thing here, or is that just a thematic thing? 2 to 4, 1d3 +1 fire. Okay. Alright. Well, we have weapons instead of just a crossbow. So let us continue. What is this? Terendelev scale. It's a scale from the dragon. We just picked up a dragon scale off the ground. The city's defender and citizens of the city said nothing. Okay. Somebody else? Okay, so it's her. She was one of the people that was commenting. So yeah, apparently everyone so far that had a picture, instead of just, you know, guard or whatever, everyone who has had a picture we've run into so far. So does that mean we're going to run into that elf as well? Okay, so the fine apparel of this young half-elf woman is torn and stained with blood, dust, and dirt. However, she holds herself with such dignity that you would be forgiven for thinking you were at a high society party and not in the dank catacombs under the city. Her fingers grip her rapier hilt with confidence, ready to draw it at a moment's notice. At her feet lies a dead body, so mutilated that at first glance it's hard to tell if it's animal or human.
Relax, friend. We're not demons or cultists. Don't poke my eye out with that thing, all right? We fell down here during the attack. I'm Sela, that's Anevia, and this is our new friend. We're looking for a way back to the surface.
Really? I'm so ever glad to hear it. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Camellia. I was also in the square when... I can scarcely believe it. How did all those demons get into the city? I thought, naively it now seems, that the Wardstone protected us from attack. And Terendelev, I can't wrap my head around it.
Alright, the girl relaxes slightly, but she keeps her hand on a sheathed weapon. Her self-control falters for a moment, and you glimpse the fear behind her beneath her mask of perfect placidity. She licks her lips nervously. Not many could withstand a strike from a demon lord, not even Terendelev. I just showed up here. Yeah. Tell me more about yourself. Makey doesn't care. What happened to this poor man? Who is he? Makey doesn't care. Do you want to join us? Let's go with we need to keep moving.
It would be the height of foolishness to survive a demon attack only to perish under a pile of rubble.
Are you coming with us then? The more the merrier, and that blade of yours is nothing to sniff at.
Certainly. Survivors should stick together. It's only sensible. Who knows what else could be prowling about in these caves?
Let's see if this poor bloke has anything useful on him. Not to sound like a heartless
Okay,
brigand,
definitely leaning towards
we
her
kinda
being
need all the
a
supplies we
rogue
can
at
get
this
right
point.
now.
Okay, so she has Cure Light Wounds. Alright, so...
What's on your mind? I wonder.
Cure Light Wounds, Daze, Resistance, Touch of Fatigue, Light, Guidance, Virtue, Divine Zap, Dismiss Spell. Charge, Coup de Grace. Wait, they have Coup de Grace in this game? That's awesome. Treat Affliction, Demoralize, Object Bond, Spirit Weapon Enchantment. Okay, where is Cure Light Wounds? And then Potions. Ah, there we go. There's a tab with a 1. So, Cure Light Wounds. Ta-da! Okay, cool. So, check the body. There is a dagger. Alright. It's hard to see anything. I mean, these glowing mushrooms seem to be doing a pretty good job.
Save the last one.
Alright. When combat begins, the game is paused. The game is convenient to give orders to your character. Or the pause is convenient. Pause or unpause with space. Select and left mouse button on enemy. That's weird. To order your characters to attack, select them and click left mouse button on an enemy. Switch between turn-based and real-time. Okay, I'm definitely going to experiment with that a little bit. Your enemies are highlighted in red and your allies in green. A stippled line connects a character to their current target. And then cooldown over their head. Okay. Wait, did she just rage automatically? I do not like that. I would not have wasted rage on some worms. Okay, there's her blur spell. Fighting defensively could be useful if she's low on health. I'm assuming I'll have time to open this up. And then charge. Yes. Charge is going to be nice. And then apparently I start with some potions. Okay, give me just a second to see if there's an option that I can turn off to keep her from raging on her own. Okay, so one worth noting, apparently if you go into the options, the cancel button does not work. You have to push escape to get out of them. I'm sure they'll fix that soon enough. But yeah, there does not appear to be any option in the options menu that turns off the character automatically using abilities. Like, how do I... You know what? Maybe it just the characters auto use abilities for this tutorial dungeon. Maybe that's what's going on here. Okay. Formation. We got a new party member. I mean, is she capable in... She's got a +2 con. Armor class of 19. Yeah, she could be frontline. Okay. I thought she was a caster, but I guess,
Let's move.
Yeah, guess she's a good, frontliner. Like a cleric or something. Okay, lots of dead people. Nothing else to snatch. In true Murder-hobo fashion, we are looking for anything we can loot. Anything at all. Monsters to kill. Things to loot. Where are we supposed to go? Did I get turned around?
March on.
Yeah, I think I got turned around. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Another shining scale. Yep. Okay, I don't like that.
I hate the voice.
Right click is apparently also select. Huh. Alright. It's a big lie.
Heartbeat quickens.
Alright. So she did not waste rage this time. That's good. We're trying to go up, so of course we're going to go down first.
The light take you.
Alright. So yeah, sneak attack. So the person behind us that's shooting arrows occasionally is definitely a rogue. Unless rangers can also sneak attack in this game. Bracers of armor. Grant an armor bonus of +1, just as though they were wearing armor. Like most bonuses, an armor bonus does not stack with armor bonus. Okay, so this is specifically a mage item. Potions. Another mace, a scroll. Still no axe. Okay. Okay, so clicking and dragging lets me orient the formation. That's pretty cool.
We will be victorious.
Alright. And... Okay. Loot. Still not using rage again, so that's weird. I wonder why it just randomly decided to use rage that one time.
We won't falter.
This time it's a lizard. Okay, so we skinned a lizard. I mean, so far the gameplay's pretty fun. Another party member?
I can't just walk away. It's got to be here somewhere.
You struggle to make out the man's features in the gloom. As soon as he steps into the circle of light... What circle of light? I didn't cast light or pull a torch out. Whatever. However, you realize that you have never encountered a creature like this before. The stranger looks like the work of a vivisectionist who attempted to stitch together a lizard and a man.
When do I?
The man notices you and freezes. The curling horn protruding from his head casts a malevolent shadow on the cave wall.
Lan, did you find it? Who is that?
The woman looks just as strange as her companion, like a cross between a cat and a spider. When she catches sight of you, she immediately drops into a fighting stance. Her movements reveal the lethal grace of a wild predator.
The do-gooders here to save our mongrel souls, no doubt. Wait. They might know what's going on up there.
Okay, so immediately my eyes are brought to this. So, does that mean I have to be evil to do it? Or does that mean it makes me evil doing it? Also, I'm concerned what my obviously goody two-shoes allies are going to think if I just attack them. So, maybe we don't. At least not this early in the game. We'll experiment with some stuff like that later on in the game. But for now, I don't think the tutorial wants us to kill them. So, odds are it would make us evil, and the other characters would step in and be like, oh no, because like, whenever the other person, the cleric or whatever, I had the option to invite them along, and I said instead we need to hurry and get out of here, and so one of the NPCs invited them along. So that makes me think if I were to click this, it would make me evil, and then the goody two-shoes paladin or whoever would step in, paladin knight, whatever it is, would step in and be like, oh no, you can't attack these people, or something. So I'm not gonna sacrifice my chaotic neutralness yet. Demons are laying waste to Canabras, don't care. Why should I tell you anything? Don't care. Who are you, Tief? Okay. My character is a tiefling. That is not a tiefling. So, how could my character possibly mistake non-tieflings for tieflings? I'm curious.
You think our forebears sullied themselves by mating with demons like yours did? No, our ancestors would never sink that low. We are the underground crusaders, the children of the Crusade's finest.
Okay, I don't know if that speech option was available because I'm a tiefling, or if this response changes depending on whether or not you're a tiefling. But, okay.
Sadly, underground crusaders is a bit of a mouthful, so people usually just call us mongrels.
You just love repeating that, don't you, Lan? Mongrels. That's what the Uplanders call us. But we call ourselves Neathers.
Okay. Wait, so they just gave us like 3 terms. Something Crusaders, Neathers, and Mongrels. That's why.
No matter what you call us, it's not gonna stop our horns, hooves, or tails from growing.
Okay. So, I don't care. I just clicked that option because I wanted to see if it actually, considered the fact that I'm a tiefling, and it did, so good job, game. What is this place?
This is the hall where we remember the glory of our forebears. Sorry about the mess. It doesn't usually look like this, trust me. Sometimes we even wipe the dust off the exhibits.
This is where the relics of the first Crusaders are displayed. Our lives are short. Our glories are quickly forgotten. But this place helps us to remember that we are just as worthy as anyone else. And that our lives are not lived in vain.
Okay. I didn't mean this.
Here that long? That's crazy.
I didn't mean this specific room. I meant this entire dungeon-y thing. Whatever. What are you doing?
We're looking for a holy sword. It was here, in the center, sticking out of a rock. The sooner we find it, the better. Some kids from our tribe took off for the shield maze. They figured it had collapsed, and now it's their time to go up to the surface, like all the legends foretold.
Okay, one of 2 things is going on here. Either they're about to give us a magic sword instantaneously, which means that my preference for axes of this character don't matter. Which is possible because they did already give us a magical cloak. Or we're about to come across a MacGuffin. Which means our character is probably the ordained one or something or other. Joy. I hate
Except
that.
they don't have a clue what's waiting for them up there. They're not fighters. And Saul, the chief of our tribe, is dead set against it. He says that now isn't the time for the underground crusaders to take up arms. If we get the holy sword, we might be able to change the chief's mind.
Okay. So maybe the MacGuffin is going to show that this land character is the chosen one or whatever. I'd be okay with that.
It's a fool's errand. None of us will be able to hold the sword, let alone use it to save
Okay,
anyone.
definitely MacGuffin.
It's not an ordinary weapon.
No, it's a MacGuffin.
It's made from righteous heavenly flame and will burn anyone who touches it.
Yeah, MacGuffin.
Do you think you're special, lad?
I really hope he is.
I'll pick it up with my teeth and tie it to my hand if I have to. It doesn't matter. An angel's sword and a troop of stalwart mongrels will be able to work a minor miracle. Speaking of which, you're still here, Wendu, which means that deep down, you know it's possible.
Wenduig shrugs and turns away. Okay, don't care. Already did those. Maze. Does it really lead to the surface? Sword of Holy Flame. How did it wind up? We'll find the sword faster if we work together. I can help you. We're gonna have to pay for it. Maze. Does it really lead to the surface?
There are other ways up, but they are far from here. And after the earthquakes, there's a good chance they've collapsed. But the maze... There's a legend among our people that when the walls of the maze fall, that will be a signal for us, the underground crusaders, that the time has come to go up to the surface and fight the demons in the final confrontation. Until then, the people say the maze is shielding us from taking rash actions. I'm the only one in our whole tribe to have been in the maze. And even I don't know if it's true. But the further I went in the maze, the fresher the air became. That means that it really must lead to the surface.
Okay, to the maze then.
When the ceiling and walls started shaking, the young ones in our tribe lost their heads. They figured the maze was going to collapse, so it was time to go up to the surface. They grabbed whatever weapons were on hand and ran off toward the maze. They think the maze is no longer a danger to them. They've been listening to Wenduog too much.
She just said it was dangerous.
Don't try to blame this on me. Yes, I told them that our people are capable of making our way through the maze. In the future. But I always told them to wait until I had made a map of all the maze's dangers. I warned them 100 times. But it was no use. My words just went in one ear and out the other.
Okay. So, I don't know what it is going to take to finish this exchange. This popped up after they told me they're part of the Underground Crusaders or whatever. So this probably just leads to more information about them. This might be the way out, but I don't know. Odds are this would either be the finish of talking to these people or just make me evil and accomplish nothing. I know it's mild metagaming here, trying to figure out what I'm supposed to say, but my character wouldn't be saying any of this, so... Yeah, I can help you, but you're gonna have to pay for it.
Of course. How about we do this? You help us, and we don't leave you here to rot in these underground tunnels that only we know. I think that sounds fair.
Deal.
Yeah, and we could throw in a dozen fresh rats to sweeten the deal. That's a tempting offer in these parts. Help us, and we'll help you. This is very important. Wenduog believes the maze leads to the outside. She knows what she's talking about.
Alright.
Alright, underground folks, you got yourselves a deal. But if you find the sword first, don't forget we helped you. Our agreement still stands.
Alright, so at some point in the future, I'm totally going to start another game and run down here and try to kill them and see what happens. Just out of curiosity. Lore religion.
Not this time.
Failed. Okay. Here we go. Some interactive objects aren't easy to find. Moving past such an object, every character automatically makes a perception skill check. Okay, every character. That means perception is actually valuable to have on everyone. Usually in CRPGs, it's only important to have like one character with each skill. But apparently perception is good to have on everyone. If the check is successful, the object is found. It is highlighted. Interactive objects are highlighted when you push tab. Alright. So, loot. Moss, flame tongue, whatever that is. Okay. So I'm literally just running around.
I found something.
Copper ring. Grinding stone, okay. Handful of gems, okay.
Let's move.
Right.
Now what is that?
So it kind of concerns me that the other two that we found aren't also looking.
What's that?
Because,
What
yeah.
do we have here?
We found the MacGuffin. Okay. Looks like we're the chosen one. A strange flash pierces the gloom, and Makia feels drops of searing blood run down her chest. The wound healed by Terendelev reopens and weeps scarlet, but there is no pain or weakness. A hazy scene appears, a cave chamber, this one or another one entirely. Makia's heartbeat quickens, and a stream of thoughts suddenly burst into her mind, thoughts that clearly belong to another. Treachery. They betrayed me, trapped me, and stabbed me in the back. My trusted allies, my treasured friends, the people I swore to protect, the people for whom I descended from heaven and came to this turbulent mortal world. Okay. So that's not a very good voice for an angel. I thought with treachery being the first word, it was going to be something else. Okay. I should have looked at the picture first. Definitely an angel. There they are up ahead in the gloom of the cave. What are they waiting for? Are they afraid to draw any closer? Do they believe... Oh wait, is this... There weren't quotation marks. I guess this is the angel thinking? Do they believe I'm about to die from their traitorous blows? Next to me, a quiet moan. A girl with a golden braid lies on the rocks, clutching her slashed side. She refused to join with the traitors and paid dearly for it. I could have tried to run, but I will not. Whilst I still have the strength, I must... While recognizing the foreign origin of these thoughts, Makia intuits that she can control them somehow. Let's try to... Again, chaotic, neutral, murder-hobo barbarian. Who cares about the girl? Kill the traitors. The voice, trembling with pain and rage, carries to the farthest reaches of the cave ceiling this strange vision. Why? Why did you betray me and your comrades? What did the servants of the abyss tempt you with? Blurred shapes, the faces of several mortals bleed into existence. One of them, a young half-elf with his hair twisted into a knot, responds to the accusations. You and your goddess have given us nothing, Lariel. Nothing, but Lord Dascari will give us everything, and there is no power in the world that will stop his advance. Okay, so this Lord Dascari is the same demon that killed the dragon. Alright. Unless I'm misremembering. Pretty sure it was Dascari that killed the dragon. Anyway, the frenzy of foreign thoughts comes faster and faster, like a rushing river, and images flash by, one after another. A priestess in colorful robes observing the stars. A young female paladin praying, clutching her glowing sword. A majestic golden-winged angel gazing into the distance, his face covered by a helmet, but his voice ringing clear. Only if you are willing, and only if you are ready. There is no going back. There, in the vision, the darkness in the cave stirs into motion. Something massive appears from within its depths. A vague shadow, an outline, a nightmare come to life. A wave of odious chirping and rustling emanates from the shadow, the sound piercing like hot irons lancing through flesh and bone. The traitors fall to their knees before the shadow in reverent ecstasy, and the wounded girl thrashes in her death throes. Alright, so we have Will 10, but Makia is determined to fight off the illusion, and we have a +1. Or Knowledge Arcana, but Makia knows how to resist malign influence such as this no matter its origin, and that's a -3. Or we have, and Makia can do nothing to fight off the illusion. So, does the fact that we have an option to not try to fight it off mean that there's something bad that will happen if we fail? Let's find out. Or we'll succeed. That works too. I really didn't expect that, but I mean, I guess it was a DC 10, right? So that means we had above a 50-50 chance of getting it. Anyway, the force of the attack, though originating in a vision, is terrifying, but Makia is stronger. She shakes off the pain and torpor, but alas, the one who sent the vision cannot claim the same. He is broken and exhausted. A monstrous shadow emerges from the murk of the cave. It is not real, it exists only in this strange vision or memory. But the thrill of fear it provokes is far more than real. The shadow's features starkly resemble those of Daskari, the terrifying demon lord. In a movement as swift as thought itself, the monster's hand is wrapped around the throat of the one they called Lariel. The foolish angel struggling on the rocks like a fly with its wings torn off, intones the shadow. Its voice changes as it moves, shifting from a quiet whispering to a sonorous shout, becoming young then old and quavering.
Where is your goddess, angel? Where is her self-assured herald? How is it that you are dying here alone, so far from the light of your heaven?
And we gain 22 experience. Neat. A strange calm envelops the thoughts of the one called Lariel. He recognizes who stands before him, and he knows he will never bow down before this enemy. The flaming sword flares to life in his hand, bright, pure, flickering with multicolored sparks like a sunbeam through stained glass. Slash! The blade slices through the demonic creature's flesh, and the monster recoils with a howl, releasing his grip on Lariel's throat. The angel falls back heavily on the rocks. His vitality is ebbing, but his pride remains undiminished. He grips the sword and with his last burst of strength, plunges it into a rock. Makia senses that the vision is fading, the rush of thoughts diminishing like a river running dry. The last thing she hears is this. You will kill me, monster. This I know. But one day, someone will come here and raise up my sword. They will raise it up and be the chosen one with the MacGuffin. Neither of these is a Murder-hobo chaotic neutral barbarian answer. Can I please just play the character I made? I guess punishing people makes more sense than saving people. The vision disappears, vanishing in a burst of colors. Makia does not hear the final words, but she seems to complete the thought, taking it to heart. The words fly from her lips, and with them, something else. The heat blazing in Makia's chest fades away. The edges of the scarlet wound close, leaving not even a scar behind. Looking down, Makia sees the flaming sword in her hand, or rather, its outline, the memory of what the sword looked like. With a final surge of warm and soothing light, the sword vanishes, and the light is drawn into her hand. Makia senses that it will return. All she need do is call it. So yeah, we're the chosen one with the MacGuffin. Okay. Alright.
Hey, are you alright? You were kinda glowing just now.
Scylla kneels before the light, offering up a prayer to Iomade.
That was it. The light of heaven. But how?
So we got 125 experience for confusing the dude. Neat.
What did you do with it? Where did it go?
Okay. Mikey is not smart enough to figure this out, nor wise enough, so...
It's only us here. Your group, you, me, Wendu, and the light of heaven that sort of got, sucked into you. Any chance you can whip it out again? We do kinda need it. Sorry, I crack jokes when I get nervous, and when I'm upset, and when I'm happy. Anyway, what I said, it came out wrong. We need to bring you to Chief Sull. You can show everyone the light of heaven, we'll rally the tribe and go into the maze, and we'll get back our kin.
Okay.
And what if she can't make it happen a second time? What then? The tribe will just say we're crazy and turn its back on us.
Okay. I assume that we have to pick this, because those two are the options. And this is a thing we can click. But requires Angel Mythic Path, reveal the light of heaven. I assume Angel Mythic Path is the chosen one-ness that we just inherited. Yay. It seems I can control it.
That is just... wow, I mean, that's amazing. Heaven has truly blessed you.
Okay.
This power is the most majestic thing I've ever seen in all my life. Is this what the sun is like, Lan?
Yes, it's similar. But this light is more... golden? Chief Sull needs to see this. Now that we have the power of angels on our side, he can't say no. He'll have to assemble a troop to storm the maze. You Uplanders care about your kids, right? Help us save ours. Without them, we won't survive. And then, the perils of the maze won't be so bad if we go together. We'll make our way through it and find the way to Canabras.
Okay. Again, this is the option that was already... okay.
Let's go. We'll take the short route.
So we're gonna go meet his
the
chief.
only route, really.
And I assume that means we have 2 more party members. Yep. Boom. 2 more party members. Sometimes interacting with an object requires a skill check. Yeah. So get across mobility. First, let's continue walking around to see if there was more stuff that we could find.
Follow me.
So we found the sword of... aha! Loot. Pearls. Cool. Anything else? This is where we found the sword. We found a little pile of stuff over here somewhere.
March on.
I mean, I'm not gonna spend time, you know, dragging you guys around to watch me dig through every little, you know, hidden corner trying to find every secret of the game. Mostly just gonna play through it standard. But, yeah. Yeah, okay, so this is just saying d20s. Like, it's rolling a 20-sided dice to see if we succeed at whatever. And it's the nomenclature of XD at, or XD in, where in is the number of sides and X is the number of dice. Yeah, so 2d6 is rolling 2 6-sided die. That's all you really need to know. And Lan succeeded at the mobility check. Wendwig failed at the lore nature check. Every event is documented in the combat log. Yeah, I just saw that. If you're unhappy with the way a combat goes, check out the details of the rolls. Okay. Let's look at first these characters. So we have Barbarian. Actually, let's look. Yeah, Paladin. I figured it was a Paladin or a fighter. Shaman Spirit Hunter. Okay. Alright. Well, she's competent with her sword, and she's got decent armor. This dude has a bow and point-blank shot. And that doesn't... oh, Zen Archer. Monk Zen Archer. Okay. So yeah, he's an archer. Got it. And she is a fighter who also has point blank shot. So we have 2 archers. Okay. And we are going to take every potion away from every one of these people, because we do not know how long we are going to be able to keep them. They don't need potions, right? We have a healer. And then we can give ourselves... What kind of potions do we get here? Feather Step. Okay. Shield of Faith. Spell grants the subject a +2 deflection bonus to armor class. Alright. Potion of Enlarged Person. Okay, Enlarged Person is fun, especially on something like a Barbarian. Basically, it reduces your armor class, makes you more likely to get hit, but it increases your damage and accuracy a lot. So, cool. And then Cat's Grace, +4 dexterity. Okay, that doesn't really help us much. So I guess we will do 3 potions of Cure Light Wounds. Yeah. Something like that. Alright. So then we have 2 archers now. I can drag them around wherever I want. That's awesome. Something like that. Alright.
Let me draw the first blood.
Enemy.
Strike with all your might.
Okay. I think it paused because another enemy showed up. So I think I will rage against this. Cool. So we have 3 archers supporting 3 melee. Ooh, what's this? Reagents that can be used to brew potions or scribe scrolls. Okay, so there's mild crafting, from what I've seen. Get across mobility? Okay. I'm pretty sure that the, like, right path was the one that didn't require this.
Yet another obstacle.
Okay, everyone attack the Earth Elemental. Hey, why did it pause this time? Oh! So what okay.
You can trust me.
So if somebody drops to negatives during a fight, then they stand back up after the fight's over. But I have dead allies recover after the battle off. Like, that was one of the difficulty settings, where you could make it basically where nobody dies, from what I understood. And I have that off. So I assume if she had gotten to -10, which is pretty much the standard for D&D, then she would have just outright died instead of standing back up after the fight. So does she have, like... What is the problem here? She actually has a 19 AC. She has 11 max hit points. Did it just hit her that hard?
What's that there?
And a Wand of Cure Light Wounds. Okay. Cool. Alright.
Onwards.
So we came from that way with the spiders, and now we're going this way. I think I'm going to get through this tutorial dungeon and then call it an episode. I can't imagine it's going to be much longer than this.
We can do it.
They did.
Okay. Alright. Oh, right. I believe the shortcut was T. So this is saying how the attacks are calculated. Meet or beat armor class, basically. You roll the d20, add your bonus, and if it meets or beats the armor class of the thing you're attacking, then huzzah, you hit hit the target and do damage. Roll for damage. And... okay, so yeah, T was the shortcut for turn-based combat. So how does this work now? Move. Okay, and if you double move, then it takes away your standard action. All right, but Windowig is an archer, so she's going to step back, and then how do I just... wait, why can't I shoot that one? Okay. Alright. Miss. Alright, so... rogue shot and hit. So now it is Makia's turn. Okay. Lan... shooting. Missing. Oh, but he got to shoot twice. Interesting. Move or abilities? Charge. There we go. Oh, she can't reach.
Did I mess up again?
Okay. So I guess move.
I found something.
And then fight defensively. Yeah. So let it come to me. Alright, it missed.
I'll cut you wide open.
Okay, so she attacked, and how can I... it says 5 foot there. How can I use that? No? I want to do that. I want a 5 foot step out of its threat. Why won't you let me? Okay, I mean, I'm assuming attacks of opportunity are a thing, so I'm not gonna actually just walk away from it. Wait, acrobatics? You can move through a threatened square without provoking an attack of opportunity from an enemy by using acrobatics. When moving this way, you move at half speed. Okay. So, theoretically, that means I can do this. Indeed. Cool. Round 2.
No match for me.
Killed. And that was actually kind of cool. I like it. It does seem like the combat would take a lot longer. So, I don't know which one I'm going to stick with. I think I'll fight another battle or two like that. And Masterwork Greatsword. But still no axe. I mean... so, we're not fighting demons at present. Oh hey, there's multiple weapon sets. So she should now have the greatsword equipped. So Makia should now be using the greatsword when the next combat starts. And... okay. Where's the voice acting? What? Okay, I guess I'll just read it. Windowig glances at Lan, who is fixing his slipped bowstring, and quickly walks over to you. Her cat-like eyes glow from beneath her hood.
Listen here, you. I don't know what...
I'm trying to do something close to it. I'm sorry. I know, my voices are terrible, but... it's all in good fun.
Listen here, you. I don't know who you are or where you come from, but you and I are the only two people here who see things clearly. That's why I'm asking you. Don't show the light of heaven to Soul.
Lan assures the light should be shown. I thought you considered the mongrels to be great warriors. Don't you want to save the kids in the Lost Maze? I'll think about it. Let's go. Don't care. Don't care. Yeah, I'll think about it. Windwig nods.
Don't show the chief the light, and I'll lead you through the maze to the surface, I swear it.
Okay. Good enough for me. Leaving a location. Click this icon to leave a location. To leave, your whole party needs to be near it. Before leaving the location, you'll be able to review and collect the loot you've left behind. Really? So it... Ah, interesting. You'll be able to leave and collect the loot you left behind. In any case, I have a feeling that as soon as I jump through here, I'm gonna have a cutscene, because that just... She just told me not to show the light to the elder or whatever. So I'm pretty sure if I hop through here right now, it's going to start the cutscene, and then I'll have to go through all of that. And I'm just going to call the episode here. So that has been episode 1 of Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous for my Murder-hobo Mittwoch playthrough. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, have a good one.